Blog Talk Radio.
Charicemania is happy to bring you Fan Talk, an online radio talk show created for Charice fans by the fans. Listen live, chat with other fans, or ask questions. You can jump right in and be part of the Charice Talk Show right here every Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Hello, everyone. You are listening to Drake and Eve on Fan Talk. It is Friday night, the 28th of May, and it's, about 10 p.m. Eastern Time, so we're right on time. We have a great show lined up for you guys tonight, and we have a very special guest, as you all know. We were originally planning on having Rap Salazar tonight, but due to some internet connection issues, we were unable to do that, so we're going to try and get that done and have that for you guys next Friday. But with that happening, we were very fortunate that we were able to get Liz Rosenberg, who has joined us, and I see that Liz has actually called in, so she is here and waiting. Liz Rosenberg, if you guys don't know, is the publicist, or she may refer to press agent, we'll find out in a moment, for Charice, as well as for some of the huge, very influential, successful artists as Madonna, Michael Bublé, David Foster, and Cher as well, just to name a few. And we feel as fans, and I'm sure Charice feels, very fortunate to have Liz on her side. Liz, again, is not only this, the research that I've done over the last couple of weeks about Liz, and I know, Liz, you can hear me, has been very amazing in discovering for me. This is definitely one extremely intelligent woman, and she has spent about 39 years with Warner Brothers, has now created, I believe it's Liz Rosenberg Media, which is her own company. She has numerous degrees, bachelor's and master's. She has taught classes, and I think still is, writes articles for a couple of newspapers, and has published numerous books. And if my research did me right, and Liz, you can tell me in a moment, Monster Mama, possibly one of your children's books, is going to be turned into a feature film. Liz, are you with us?
Oh, yes, I'm with you, but I really need to make some corrections on your research because
really?
There's somebody else named Liz Rosenberg who is the children's book author and professor, and so some of those accolades don't belong to me. I am a press agent. I was at Warner Brothers Records for 39 years.
Yeah.
I do have my own company right now, and I do represent some of the greatest stars, including Charice, in the music business, but not the children's book author, not many master's degrees.
Well, I did everything I could to see. I saw multiple to try and make sure. I've done this over a couple of weeks now, and everything looked like it was pointing right back to you. Well, I am incorrect, and I apologize.
A lot of it you said was correct. It just a little bit wasn't, and I'm happy to take credit as a children's book author, not me.
Well, I apologize for that.
Well, good.
Okay. Well, we have Eve on with us, as I explained to you earlier when we spoke earlier, so Eve is here as well.
Hello, Liz.
Hi, Eve. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too, and we are so honored that you are here with us this evening, and your reputation precedes you anyway, so I'm just in awe. Thank you for being here.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
I am too. Well, we have some questions that we definitely want to go through and ask you, and some that have come in from some of the chasters, as you know that's what they're all called.
Yes.
One
I'm
of them.
Chaster too, aren't you?
Well, I joke.
Chasters.
You know I am. This is the reason I'm over here doing this. This is the reason I'm doing this.
Yes, especially since we don't get paid, so we must be chasters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Funny thing is, I think I was a chaster and I didn't know it before it actually happened. I didn't know what that was. I was already a fan and have been for a long time. One of the questions that I do want to ask, and I think this will clear up some of other people and other questions, is if you could help and explain some of the roles of the team, of you, Warner Brothers, Mark, that kind of thing, what they primarily do, obviously in a nutshell, what they primarily do, and whether it is North America only, or if they have anything to do with the international, which obviously we're going somewhere with that. So if you could kind of explain some of the roles that are on the team of Charice.
Well, I will do my best, and
Okay.
Of course, all things begin and end with the artist, and that's Charice.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager, who is Mark Johnson, who I believe you've spoken to before,
We have.
is sort of the MC ringmaster of everything, all the record company, press agent, talent agency, bookers, everything is filtered through him. And obviously, Charice is signed to 143 Reprise Records, which is a division of Warner Brothers Records. And there are many, many departments that work on behalf of Charice, including radio promotion, artist development, publicity, marketing, internet services, and so on, all the standard things of a record company. And when I was at Warner Brothers, I did Charice's publicity, and when I left, Charice continued to be represented by me. And the job of a press agent, just for those who aren't clear about it, press agent, publicist, same thing. I like to say press agent because I'm a little old-fashioned.
Okay.
But a press agent's job is really to be the person in between the artist and the media, and ultimately the public, and that could take on a form of appearances on television, performances, print interviews, newspapers, magazines, the internet, all different areas of exposure, and representing that artist, to the public through the media. And then there's a talent agent who would be involved in booking Charice at different venues, then there's lawyers and business managers and so on.
Oh, yeah.
This is essentially the Charice team, the record company, the agency, and the management.
And basically
Most
filters.
Everything falls under that category.
Okay, and filters through Mark, basically.
Yes.
It's kind of as you said, kind of a ringleader.
Like Mark is like the president, and the other divisions of the House of Representatives and the Justice Department and the Supreme Court and so on. So it's one way to look at it.
Yeah, you mentioned, Liz, that you took Charice on when you were still at Warner's. Does that mean that was because I was surprised to learn that you were her publicist, knowing that you represent all these big names, and Charice is just an up-and-coming young artist and from another country, as a matter of fact.
Well, so, but I it's still, first of all, I started with Madonna when that's exactly who she was. I mean, she was from America, but she was an up-and-coming artist that nobody cared about and nobody even heard of. And ultimately, for not all press agents, but for me, there's nothing more thrilling than seeing a talent and wanting to introduce her to the world, him or her or a group, and that's just the most exciting part of the journey. Maintaining it is thrilling too, but it's not quite the same. And and the
so you really have your pick of who you represent, and
yes,
you
I
choose
do. I do absolutely, and
is it safe to say then that? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I guess what that tells me then is that her whole team really believe in her talent and believe that she can go far.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question about it. I would assume they feel the same way I do, but for me, and because I represent David Foster and have represented many artists that he's discovered, including Josh Groban and Michael Bublé. David kept talking to me about this new artist and just kept saying, wait until you hear this girl, wait until you meet her, wait. And, when he says that, I pay attention because he has an unbelievable track record, and he's won 15 Grammys, and this man knows talent when he sees it. And then, of course, Mark